What's up, guys? It's your girl Kia, and I'm gonna dive right into this video. As everybody knows, Kobe Bryant sadly passed away about 2 weeks ago at the tender age of 41. He died with his daughter, Gigi, and it's kind of been a hit or miss with the media on how they've been handling this. It's been handled in a very interesting way. A lot of people have want to hold up his legacy as something that'll never be touched again, and other people like to remind us that he did have some blemishes in his past. And by blemishes, let's call it spade a spade. He had rape allegations in his past. So it's been a very interesting 2 weeks, but his legacy really is that he was an amazing athlete who also was an Oscar winner. Let's definitely not forget that, who wanted to, after his basketball years, live his life as a great and amazing father. And let's call a spade a spade. He was not convicted of being a rapist. He had allegations that came out with him after a basketball game in 2000. I want to say 2009. I might have graduated from college when these allegations came out. But that was a very, very long time ago. And what's happening now is a lot of people with Kobe's death kind of want to make sure that everybody remembers that he did have, like I said, have these blemishes in his past. And it's kind of sad. We have Evan Rachel Wood, who came out and said, Kobe's a rapist, and let's remember that Kobe's a rapist. And when she got backlash for it, she was like, well, he was a great athlete and he was a rapist. These two things can't exist, and his death being sad. It was a bunch of BS, so much so that it was so widespread backlash that she received. She's actually had to reconfer with her management team and her PR team. They want to drop her from shows. She's a block all over social media. So it's definitely not looking good for Evan Rachel Wood. And there have been other tweets on Twitter about Kobe having the sexual assault allegations, but these have always been allegations. And if you don't remember what happened, back in, I think it was 2009, it might have been 2007, he was out with his teammates. He met a girl, a 19-year-old girl at the time, and they went back to a hotel room and they had sex. Now, here's where it gets messy. And when I say messy, I mean Aziz Ansari Grace kind of messy, where she says it was not consensual. He says he doesn't know if it was or wasn't consensual. He said to him it felt consensual, but maybe it wasn't. Which I understand how that could be misconstrued, because you might be okay with one sexual position and might not be okay with another, but you're all in the moment. I understand that, because according to her report, she was raped vaginally and anally. She was sodomized. Her story gets messed up a little bit because she had sex apparently with a guy a couple hours before she had sex with Kobe. Then Kobe's defense team went after her like nobody's business, actually put her name out there, and you really shouldn't do that with rape victims. Even if it comes to find out the allegation is completely false, put their name after her. If we're still in the stage of investigation, I don't think a rape victim's name should ever be put out there, because it deters women who have been victimized from coming out. Nobody wants that. It's humiliating. Just like being falsely accused is humiliating, putting a rape allegation out there and having your entire sex life dissected like hers was put out there is definitely humiliating. She had to go through a lot of scrutiny from the police. The police were investigating. It was a hardcore, serious investigation, and she wasn't really ready for the pressure of it and didn't want to go through it, so she ended up dropping the charges. She did file civil suit, and he did settle for her. They did settle privately. Now, to me, if you were not guilty, if you didn't do anything wrong, you shouldn't settle a civil suit. But that's just my opinion. Do I think Kobe sexually assaulted this girl? I have no idea. This is not some cut and dry situation. It's very muddled. It's very mixed up, which I feel like, because it is so muddled, it should not be brought up at all. Honestly, I know that sounds crazy to some people, but I don't think it should be brought up. It's not like we found the girl's a complete liar. That's not what happened. It's not like we found that he did it. That's not what happened either. It's a complete gray area situation. The only people who know what happened are the girl that was in the room and Kobe. Kobe is now deceased, and she's now still living. She hasn't come out and made any statement as far as I've known or seen. And I hope she doesn't, because that's just going to be really, really bad for her. This is not the time for her to speak up. I feel like if you were going to speak up and tell your story, you should have been telling your story at minimum when all the Me Too stuff started happening. I mean, I would have been like, okay, maybe she was scared to come out. Nobody believed her. But if you're coming out now, she deserves to get dragged left, right, and sideways. So fast forward to yesterday morning. Gayle King We all know Gayle King, CBS This Morning, Oprah's bestie. Her daughter is actually engaged to somebody I went to college with. Somebody I actually knew and went to college with. And anyway, but she did an interview with Lisa Leslie, who is a famous basketball player. Lisa Leslie she was my idol in high school. She's the reason why I started playing basketball. But she's one of the original members in the WNBA. She played on the Sparks and was very, very close to Kobe Bryant. During the interview, Gayle starts asking her questions about Kobe's legacy and where does Kobe's legacy lie with the rape allegations. I know a lot of people don't like that question, but it is a valid question because it's hard to have somebody's legacy, just like when we have somebody who enters the Hall of Fame, but they enter the Hall of Fame with an asterisk. It's like, well, wait, what's that asterisk for? Like, why is there an asterisk there? Oh, wait, well, he did what? It's a weird thing, but that is what happens when you have someone who is accused of serious allegations. The same thing is going to happen to Ray Rice. The same thing is going to happen to Ray Lewis. Not too good for the Rays. It's going to be like that for a lot of famous people who have done. Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey charges were just dropped a little while ago, quietly dropped, but it's going to happen to him too. So, and I know it's messed up to put Kobe in that group of people, but you have to look at it like he's done this great thing, but he has this one blemish on all these great things. It's like having, a huge, beautiful buffet of food, delicious food, and having someone who brought potato salad with raisins on the table. It's like, oh, everything looks great, but it's that one thing. So, and Lisa answered the question very gracefully. She said, well, from what I've seen and how he's treated me, I haven't seen that. I couldn't believe that he would do something like that because how he's treated me, how I've seen him treat others, but I don't know. I wasn't there. It was a very diplomatic answer. It honestly was a very Terry Crews answer. Terry Crews gave the same answer for Gabrielle Union and got killed. Lisa Leslie is giving the same answer about Kobe Bryant and she got killed. But I feel like Gayle King should just stop with that question. I know what happened though. I know that in her ear, her producers are saying, okay, we still need a soundbite. We still need a little bit more. Keep pushing, keep going. Without regarding that Gayle King could get blasted for this because no one sees the producer in her ear. You just see the earpiece. You don't see the person who's telling her to ask these questions. You just see Gayle. So Gayle's getting blasted for something her idiot producer probably thought was a good idea. And I know how producers work. They're trying, like I said, they're trying to get the soundbite. They're trying to get the commercial drop. They're trying to get the regular drop. They're trying to get people to tune in to see what's happening. Regardless of how it makes people feel, including the family, they're just trying to do it. Could Gayle have said no? Absolutely. Did she? No. And I fault Gayle for that. Gayle is a powerful enough position where she should have said, all right, I asked it one time. This is the answer she gave. I'm done. But here's where I get messed up at. Gayle made a mistake. I totally get it. But it seems like, okay, Gayle made a mistake. Twitter blows up. Everybody's calling her every name but a child of God, being completely disgusting. Snoop Dogg calling her a motherfucking dog something, and people saying, fuck Gayle King, Gayle King's canceled, this and that. It just looks so pathetic as a black community. Because all I saw was you keep tearing down black men. Black women are tearing down black women. Oh, she was friends with Harvey Weinstein. It's already been established she's not been friends with Harvey Weinstein. When you're at an event, as someone who used to go to fancy events, used to model a little bit, they say, hey, take a picture with him. You stand next to that person, you pose, you smile, you take a picture, you move on. Doesn't mean you're friends with that person. Doesn't mean that person knew anything about you. That's just the nature of the business. But of course, nobody on social media has the common sense to realize that, but that's neither here nor there. Every time a black woman makes a mistake, we vilify her, make her seem like this awful person, like, oh, you don't have black men's back. Black men don't have our back. So our job is to stick up for them when they never stick up for us? I don't understand that. R. Kelly didn't stick up for us, he brutalized us. Bill Cosby didn't stick up for us, he brutalized us. I know a lot of people saying, well, look, Oprah and Gayle for the Michael Jackson thing. Again, another convoluted story that shouldn't have been made a documentary. I made a previous video about the documentary because I feel like even if you don't believe those two boys, there have been a lot of settlements and a lot of those things that Michael Jackson did were completely inappropriate that are wrong, hands down. You don't believe it, that's your business. But there were things that are being wrong. But Oprah put out the documentary, Finding Neverland, got vilified for it. Oh, she's anti-black men, even though she's put more black men in through college than any other black man on Twitter or social media dogging her out, more than Snoop Dogg has. Why are black men allowed to make mistakes and we have to hold them up to a higher standard or lift them back up from where they are? But when black women make mistakes or we misstep a little bit, it's now like, oh, that bedwench, oh, that stupid whore, oh, fuck her, cancel her, this and that. And it's so disgusting to know that we have to hold black men to a higher standard. And then black women, no matter what happens, wait, black men can do whatever they want, but black women can't say anything about it. They can mess up, but we can't say anything about it. And if white people start saying something about it, we have to come to their defense. Like, it's messed up. I think Gayle King was wrong for not using her power to say, producer, I'm not asking this next question. We're moving on. I'm not going to keep going with this. But I don't think she deserves to be canceled. I don't think she's anti-black men. I don't know where that crap came from. It's just a bunch of garbage. It's just a bunch of social media people not using common sense and thinking, okay, these people made a mistake. She made a mistake. She has done plenty of stories about Harvey Weinstein. She's interviewed accusers. If you go back and just look up Gayle King Harvey Weinstein on YouTube, it'll show every single story she's done reporting on the Weinstein allegations. Every single story she's reported on Jeffrey Epstein. She's not been just like quiet on white men and loud on black men. That's not what happened. She's the one who actually announced the situation with Charlie Rose on CBS this morning. Sometimes I feel like the black community, we only watch shit when it affects us. So it looks like, oh, they're only talking about black people and they're always trying to tear a black man down because we're never watching, because some of us are never watching just regular news every day to see all the allegations that have come out against white men that have constantly been reported. All the documentaries that have come out, not about just R. Kelly, like, oh, they're only doing this about R. Kelly. Okay, well, they had a whole movie on Hulu, whole movie on Netflix. They did 400 plus articles across the United States about Harvey Weinstein. One of them written by Ronan Farrow, who then wrote a book about it. And Ronan Farrow won a Pulitzer Prize about it. There have been countless interviews with accusers, countless specials on it. Like, this is not, they're all just saying, oh, Harvey Weinstein's not getting the same treatment. Yes, he got worse treatment. Same thing with Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein was a trending topic, not only on the news, but also in the White House. Like, come on, people. I just don't want to start vilifying. We can't vilify black women for making mistakes or not being as perfect as black men need us to be, but letting black men continue just to falter and we hold them up. It's not fair. I don't think she's trying to tear down Kobe's legacy, but I do feel like the question is valid. Is it a little soon to be asking the question? Probably. Should she have backed off? Absolutely. Does she hate black men? No. Is she trying to tear down black men? No. Does she deserve to be called every name but a child of God? Absolutely not. But this is what social media is. And it's really sad. It's disappointing. And I know in my comment section right now is going to be a couple of idiots who are going to be saying, oh, you're another black woman who hates black men, or another black woman who, wish she could sleep with a white man and this and that. Like, it's tired. It's old. It's definitely old. I have made my comments about white people. I have made my comments about black people. I've made my comments about everything on Twitter. I just got dragged the other day on Twitter. Well, not dragged. I got a tweet that went viral that I then deleted because my phone was getting crazy. And I was couldn't stop from checking it, about how white people couldn't stand the fact that two Latina girls were on stage doing the most and doing it great and doing it proudly. Now the performance is inappropriate and this and that. Like, no, you guys just don't like it when brown women show how amazing and awesome they can be. But that's a whole different video. So that's my comments about Gayle King. She came up with an apology today. I didn't really listen to the apology. I kind of knew what she was going to say because, again, what was shown on Twitter and on Facebook was maybe a 2-second clip of the entire interview. But it doesn't matter. Social media has spoken. But anyway, so drop into my comments. Say what you got to say. Get the conversation started. It does not faze me at all whatsoever. Again, I can turn social media on and off. It's not my main source of income like some people on here. It's not my main life. It's something I do for fun. I get my opinions out, and I love hearing other people's opinions. So drop into my comments, like I said, get the conversation started. Like and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram at IamKiaGiovanni, and find me on Twitter at Kia Shakur. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Have a great evening.